the road trip, and I'm back from jolly old London, and we'll get to it in a second here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. And let's go ahead and get started. I am DWTT. This is the road trip. I've got my friends with me. First off, we got Sam. Sam, how you doing?
Hello, Gary and Tom. Yeah, good to be on again. Nice to see you guys.
Cool. And Mr. Tom, how are you doing?
Greetings to Gary, Sam, G-Dog.
Yeah.
Love it.
Cool.
Fantastic. Hope everyone is well. Greetings to the chat when they start the rolling. And
yeah. I think people are probably. I've been away for a couple of weeks, so I'm assuming people are probably a little bitter that we didn't show up, but
they didn't jump ship.
They'll come back, hopefully. I do have to send it while you guys are talking. I will send something out on Instagram.
Come back to us, please.
Yes, yeah. But we got some of it. We have things to do outside of football, and then we have football things like I did. So
well,
I guess I'll talk a little bit about my trip. Go ahead.
Yeah, but they might have started watching a rival show, The Drip.
Yeah. We got somebody joining, so I think they're starting to trickle in, and I will send out a post, like I said, in a little bit. Hopefully that will get everybody else back in here. So I am back from London. Spent a week there, actually, or spent just under a week there. Had a good time. Saw my dad, which is one of the tops of the trip was to see my dad, and then also get in some football. So that was really good. So spent my first couple of days with my dad. A couple of evenings before that, before the match, anyways, went out and saw Mr. Tom and Lolo and Mark. So that was kind of cool. And then Saturday and Sunday got to see 2 football matches. So that was great. Going to the stadium, I knew it was big, and it definitely looks big when you compare it to to Ellen Road. So got to see how the kind of football worlds live, like the Arsenal and the Leeds, how they live a different life in terms of the way the stadiums are set up and the fan interaction and stuff like that. So it was good to see. All I could do is just smile the whole time because I was like, I'm here. And then once we got through the gates, the ticket actually worked.
Yeah.
That was the first.
You never know.
Until he scanned the ticket and we walked through the gates. Like, all right, I'm in. All right, I get to see some football now. So that was actually pretty good. Tried to go to the Tollington beforehand, and since it was a big game, it was packed.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the pubs were packed, probably starting at about 10. So nobody. If you weren't there around 10:30, you weren't getting in. So, but went to the Tollington afterwards. So I got that experience.
Cool.
I do have a video coming out of all the stuff that I did on the day, so I'll put that out there. Also, I'll put a video out on Leeds because on Sunday went up to York and Leeds and got to experience watching football there with Mr. Tom. We took the train up with Lolo and Mark, and that was another experience, a really good one. It was really good, and then got the VIP experience as well because we got to hang out with the VIPs and then sit in the VIP seats. And I think that there's a difference between probably the Arsenal VIPs and the Leeds, but it was good to be able to experience that and hang out. I actually met Jermaine Beckford, so that's one of their legends. So it was great to be able to talk to him a little bit. After we talked about our daughters, then I kind of said, I know you play football, but I don't know your name. And then he told me, so that was good. But I claimed American ignorance, and I said, "Oh, I'm new to this thing," which I was. I was new to football that weekend. So there you go. So
Yeah,
that was cool.
great experience.
Yeah. So a couple people
He
had joined us.
probably,
Go ahead.
sorry, he probably found it refreshing, Gary, that someone didn't know who he was.
That's probably
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
so-
very nice man, though, to be fair to him.
No, he was approachable, and even if it was really good to be able to sit there and talk to him for a little bit. I know a lot of people wanted to. Got Big Gunner has joined us. Welcome to the show, Big Gunner.
Big up.
And Riddy's in the house.
Riddy.
Yeah, Riddy is just on. Riddy. Is something going on? You're just he's just really upset about everything.
Riddy's on a new diet of salt, salt, and more salt. The S in Riddy stands for salt.
Riddy just doesn't travel very well, I don't think.
No, I had I had to do it because how many chances do you have to go and do back-to-back games?
No, I mean, and you didn't just go to any old ground. You went to it's a legendary ground, Ellen Road. It's one of the most famous grounds in the UK. So you got to experience that, which is brilliant.
Yeah, and it was kind of cool sitting in the seats, and then you look out above the stadium, and there's like a train going by, and it's like, what? And it looked like it looked like it was just sitting in a residential area, which is probably true of the days of before things got a little bit more commercialized and industrialized and all that kind of stuff that the football matches were basically for the supporters. So the supporters would probably walk from home, and then just go to the match probably, as opposed to now you kind of have to commute in for most of the fans anyway. So it was kind of cool to see that all the houses around it and all of that. So that is definitely different from what I experience over here. A lot of the arenas are. You really have to agree with the. Yeah. So they have these big parking lots all around them. So you just it's not like people walking to them or anything like that. So
yeah.
So yeah.
There's a difference, like you say. I mean, in America, stadiums are purpose built. They'll find a site somewhere outside a city or close to a city, a big area, and then just build up stadium and a car parking lot, maybe a couple of other buildings, and that's it. It's a purpose built arena stadium area. Where in the UK traditionally they'll build a ground in a neighborhood, and it would be part of the neighborhood. And even Highbury was like that. I don't know if you got a chance to see Highbury while you was there, but because it's not that far away, but Highbury was also just in the middle of the neighborhood, and that's why we couldn't expand on it because of the building restrictions and everything, the laws and all of that. So, old Highbury is also in the middle of a neighborhood, but it's lovely. That gives you that real special feeling in the UK when you go to a football ground, an old fashioned ground like that, like Ellen Road. You just, like you say, just feel like you're in a neighborhood.
Yeah. No, definitely. I just forgot to send out a message to BX's Gun is here, but I just want to send this out before I forget. So sorry if I look like I'm looking away, but I just want to send it out because I forgot. But here we go. So yeah, and we got some more people joining us. Riddy is he's laughing. But
you got to keep it. You got to keep in context. Your stadium is what. 15, 16 years old. Ellen Road is 100. Yeah. Ellen Road's 124 years old.
That's crazy. Wow. Yeah. There's a lot of history.
We're lucky it didn't collapse while we were in it. Really.
It doesn't look like it would though. So whatever they're doing to keep it up, man, they're doing a good job, right? I mean, like when you hear the fans cheering and even if they're jumping up and down, the old stadiums you can hear them kind of creak. Didn't seem like that at all. I mean, you've got some of those over here in the States, but they've since removed, replaced them. That's the other part to it. So after Saturdays watching that match, it's like, all right, can I get the same in Ellen Road? And we kind of went the exact opposite, right? The fans.
To be fair, though.
Yeah.
No, go on, Gary. It's fine. Go on.
No, I was just gonna say it was a drastic difference, and I think the official kind of, even if he just destroyed the game, And we see that every time and time again, right? Saw that on that Sunday. The official wanted his name to be wanted it to be all about him, and it was. I mean, I think both teams probably didn't get what they wanted out of it. If he had just called it, I think evenly, we would have seen probably a good match, because at least the players would have known what they can and cannot do. So, Arsenal Misfit, welcome to the show. Yeah, and Riddy's got his comments here. Cornwall or Lake District. He just doesn't. You know what? I don't think he likes any team with the letter L.
No, yeah, well, that could be true. That could be true. But like, if you'd have gone to Cornwall, he would have turned around and said, "I should have gone to Leeds, mate."
The man just says, just not. He's just irritable. Just irritable.
Professional contrarian is really professional.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was great. The win over Spurs and then going to hang out with a lot of Leeds fans was really good. So I definitely enjoyed that. So it was a lot of fun. My body's just not made for the walking. Did a lot of walking. The steps on my my phone were probably more than usual. So every time I got home, I was just like, whew. Well, damn. And then like when I get off the train to my dad's, I have to walk uphill. Not even a big hill, just have to walk up. It's just like, here we go. I know you've done a lot of walking, but just to finish you off, here's the walk home.
Yeah.
So it was cool to be able to take the trains anywhere I wanted to go. And my dad's like 5 minutes from the train station, so it was kind of like a nice little get out of here, jump on a train, and then go anywhere you want in the city. So a lot of fun there. Yep. So let's get into it. I know we haven't talked in a while. I know we've missed at least 2 matches, probably 3. What game was the last one we probably talked about here? Let's see. Brentford, I think. Did we talk about Brentford? That probably would be the last one. So we'll just talk about the last 2 matches real quick, I guess. Initial thoughts, Sam, on the North London derby.
I mean, it was well, what can you say? I mean, we just dominated, really. I mean, there was about a 20-minute period in the game that Spurs were maybe a little bit on top of us, but apart from that, we dominated, and there wasn't really any part of the game you felt like they really were in a good spell. So no, I think we did very well. We're in good form. I think Conte was maybe a bit defensive. He set them up a bit defensive, a bit too much in a low block, going a bit too much counter-attacking. I don't think that works very well against us, the way we play at the moment. So, no, it was a real solid game, and I was really glad to see, that we stepped up to that challenge and we beat them. I would say comprehensively. I mean, after the red card and we got up to 3-1. I mean, we could have, if we wanted to, we could have gone up to maybe 4 or 5 or 6. But we actually took our foot off the pedal a bit. We sort of relaxed a bit. Saved a bit of energy, which was, you probably want to see. Some fans would probably want to, maybe not do that. But it's good for us to maybe save a little bit of legs with all the games we've got coming up. But yeah, no, it's just a solid win over our big rivals, not just traditional rivals, but league rivals, and it just showed that we're better than them, and can put them to bed.
Yeah. No, I wanted to see more goals. I think the goals that I wanted to see were probably in the first half. It would have been nice to go into halftime with a lead as opposed to they kind of let them back in the game at that point. But we didn't seem threatened at all with that. So, Mr. Tom, your thoughts on the North London derby? I know you watched it because you always watch every Arsenal match.
Yeah, I do. I'll make a point of watching every ball kicked, and no. I mean, what's to say that Sam didn't already say? Really, to be fair to him, I mean, it's the first time in a long time that you have a significant dominance over them again, and
yeah, we looked a lot better than them this game.
Yeah, but that's not been the case for a few years,
No,
to be fair.
you're
So
right.
it's good for you that you've overturned that.
Definitely.
Yeah,
And you've done, and they've gone out and got themselves a superstar manager. You've gone and got yourself an ex-player, and you turned them over. So,
yeah. No, I mean,
regardless of opinion on him, just saying.
yeah.
Sorry, Gav.
No,
Yeah, no,
no.
it's fine. No. I didn't know if you paused or if you were continuing on. Are you done?
Yeah. No, go for it.
Okay. No, I was just gonna say, once I saw the Brentford match, and this is kind of what we saw last season. We saw a good half of football, and then we never saw it again. Since the Brentford game, we've now been able to see it now in back-to-back Premier League games. A consistent, people say, "What is our style of play?" I think you've seen it against Brentford. Now you've seen it against that team as well, and we hope to see it again tomorrow against Liverpool. They know how we're going to play. I think the way we play, there is no answer, because you stop one person, there's somebody else right behind them ready to go. So I think this could be the breakout game for Saka, because Martinelli and Jesus really are probably in everybody's thoughts. And Saka's still sitting there. He's not doing anything bad, but he hasn't shined yet as much as we would like. So it might be his game tomorrow if we go that route. We dominated. They didn't. Whatever they did, it wasn't going to work, and I like that. 90 minutes. I know we played for 90 minutes, even though they did have their chances, but every team will get their chances. I mean, if you let them, they will take advantage. So, yeah, really good performance from us. For me, the player of the game was Partey. Some of them had Saka and Jesus, but I think for me, Partey stood out a lot. Sitting there watching it and then seeing the balls fly through the middle and him there every time to intercept it and kick it back upfield for us to continue to put pressure on them is kind of why they got nothing. They didn't really attack us at all. I think because of that. I think Xhaka is playing really well, but I don't think anybody would say he's probably what I would consider like a really good number 8. You know what I mean? Like if we were, he's playing good because we put him in that situation. But is he, like if you said, what does a number 8 look like on a man of the match day game? What does that look like? Did that look like what you saw on that Saturday? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. He did score and he did assist, so there you go. Maybe I'm still like bitter a little bit, but maybe that's maybe that's where I am with him still. I want him to play well.
There's a lot of baggage. There's a lot of baggage there.
Yes.
There is with me too. The whole history of him. The attitude he's had previously, the way he's played previously. Lunging in, getting red cards, just being a walking red card, basically. Couldn't trust him. Then that whole, walking off the pitch, telling everyone to F off, throwing the armband down. All that is, it lingers in your memory, right? You don't forget it. So that's definitely plays a part in the way you think about him. And it does for me, because not only that, I also didn't reckon him the way he played. I thought he was always a step behind. His passing was always just average. I mean, he had a few good passes here and there, but he was mostly just keeping it simple, sideways and backwards. But now, this season, Arteta has seen that Xhaka is better playing more in the role he has for Switzerland, where he's further forward. When you're giving him more freedom and more time on the ball, he's not so much under pressure, and you don't have to worry about him being close to goal, where things happen. He's all of a sudden, he's got a second lease of life, and he's showing that he plays a lot better in that type of role, and I'm all for it. I mean, I'm for Arsenal playing well, so if Xhaka's playing well, good luck to him, and that's great. That's helping Arsenal. So I do think that the way he's turned it around and being given that new role is definitely worked well for him, and he's playing very well. You can't fault it. Look at his stats now. His stats are so much better, and he has become an important part of our team now. So it's great for us. It absolutely is. I would prefer maybe he was less box to box, because we do see him, and that's probably the tactics, because he has to have a defensive role, come back and help out like everyone does. But that's where I get worried when I see him get close to our own penalty box. That's when I'm a bit worried. You know, he can fuck up and get a bit behind and, you know, lunge at someone or whatever, and or kick someone late, or, you know, I don't like that. But as soon as we see him up, you know, in their half of the pitch, basically, that's when we get the best out of him. And yeah, I hope that continues.
Cool. Mr. Tom, from a non-biased perspective, how do you?
Well, to piggyback on what Sam said, he's not wrong. I personally think Xhaka can't handle the pressure of the weight of the game being on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Whereas that's not the case now. Or this is hypothetical because it ain't happened yet, but I think he's less likely to have the game on his shoulders, but we don't know whether that will come because you're on the front foot in every game thus far, realistically. So it might be different tomorrow when he has to find himself more in defensive positions. But generally, as you said, he's found himself in the final third of the pitch a lot more than maybe previously has in the past. And very few players don't enjoy attacking in football. We've all in school, everyone runs forward. It's the running back that people get a bit selective over. So, but he's had a good start to the year. I mean, people with eyes watching the football and eyes looking at the scores and the facts, it's clear that he's doing significantly better than he has previously.
Yep.
Stevie Wonder can tell you that Xhaka has had a good start to the season. I mean,
what's going on? What's going on?
Exactly. But it's Marvin Gaye.
Here he goes. Damn War Games. Welcome to the show.
Sorry about that. Sorry, everyone.
Nah, you see, and this is probably one of those plays that everybody. I know a lot of people talked about Gabriel, giving away the penalty, and there was multiple plays before that, and they're both from the players that some considered, even me, considered player, man of the match. Partey should have taken a yellow for the team, stopped any kind of attack before it even got to there, and Xhaka's clearance. I don't know what he was trying to do because he's hitting the ball back into his own goal as opposed to hitting it out and put us under pressure. And then Gabriel, that's the way Gabriel plays. He's going to come in rash and aggressive, and that's going to get him in trouble. And that's what actually happened. He got in trouble. A more seasoned veteran probably would not put in that tackle in the box. That makes it no sense, right? There's probably a book that says if you're in the box, going to ground is probably the last thing you want to do, especially if you're gonna get it. If you're in his case wrong because he was so early going down, and we got punished for it.
That's the only thing with Gabriel, isn't it? Gabriel does so much right, and then he just has that little fuck up. Just about every other game, unfortunately. It seems to be about every other game he does a little fuck up that sort of just ruins his overall performance because he plays so well. He wins tackles. He's great in the air. He's strong. His positioning is generally very good. But he just has that little fuck up like that, the penalty or, give the ball away in an area he shouldn't. And it's just that mistake he still has in him, isn't it? He's still young. I think he's still going to learn, but you're right. It's that he still makes those little errors in judgment that he needs to get that out of his game.
It's weird because he's aggressive like that in certain scenarios, but then he'll also put somebody under pressure with his lackadaisical pass. And you're like, the two don't work, right? You can't be aggressive one way and then can you just make this nice little pass and it's a dribbler that goes like 2 feet and next thing you know you're under attack. So it's that inconsistency with a young player, right? So, and that's one of the things we talked about, going into this season. Who's the senior player on that back line? We don't have one, and we haven't had.
Not in terms of experience.
Yeah.
It's going to be, it's going to be in terms of experience right now. I suppose it's Ben White who's leading in terms of experience, but I think just Saliba is doing really well. He's a leading figure out there. He's got that leadership mentality. I think he's leading a lot as well. But yeah, no, you're right. It's when you got those young players out there, where does the leadership come from? I think it just comes from their ability, that they just got to trust their ability and communicate with each other.
Yeah. It's a tough one because like we can't even lean. I don't even think we can lean on Holding to show them the way. For me,
I thought Holding. We saw him now against BODO on Thursday. Oof, he's a weird one. He'll score a goal, but then he'll give away 4 or 5 atrocious passes as well.
Yeah.
I watched that.
Oh, you did watch that?
Yeah.
All right. So
I actually watched that.
We can trickle into that. I see there are comments on Liverpool. We'll get to that after we finish with the BODO. So if you put in a comment about Liverpool, I have starred them, and we'll talk about that as well. So
yeah, of course.
So that was the North London derby, and we're kind of trickling now into BODO, which is the last game we just had on Thursday. And I was
sorry,
happy
Gary.
Yep, go ahead.
Sorry, can I just make one quick comment? It's non-Arsenal related, but
no problem.
Can I just tell off the fraud that is Haaland only 6 goals this week, and just
did you see him get a couple opportunities today?
Terrible.
He's terrible, man. That guy, you roll the ball to him, say just put your foot on it. No, can't do it. Can't even touch it.
I'm genuinely furious at him, right? Because in my little segment on Lolo's show, I predicted Man City would win 4-0. Kevin De Bruyne would get an assist, and Haaland would score 2 or more. And Haaland and I got the 4-0, I got the assist, and Haaland got 1 goal. I was like, you fucking fraud, you absolute prick.
Not good enough.
Fucking cost me bragging rights over about 40 quid, 40 to 1 or something, like whatever it was. I was like, fucking nobbing. Do you know he's on 15 league goals, right, this season? Do you know he scored the same amount of goals as last season's top scorer for Man City already?
Crazy.
And I think he's 8 goals away from the top scorer in the Premier League last season. So was that Son and Salah, I think? But he's got 29 games to catch him.
He's got the. Did you see the stat on the quickest amount of games Premier League player to 3 hat tricks?
Yep, he's only beat the record by about 40 games. Yeah.
Yeah, 8 games, 3 hat tricks. And the next guy on the list was who was it? I can't remember who it was, but it was like 38. Who was it?
No, like 48.
Yeah, it was like 38 or 39 games or something like that.
Man, the man is struggling in the Premier League, coming from Germany, Bundesliga. I mean, it's just got to be really tough to transition over. He's just not feeling at home yet. Imagine when he gets comfortable.
He's paying his Bundesliga tax right now, isn't he?
Guy's insane. Talk about tax. What the guy? I saw a post the other day that they reckon.
Yep.
His weekly wage with all the goal bonuses and the extras and everything he has now is about 800K. 800K a week.
It'll be worth it if they get the Champions League, right? Because it seems like they're going to get pretty much everything else they want. So
they've got to win the Champions League now. That's Pep Guardiola's thing. I mean, he's been in 2 finals now and lost. So he needs to, or he's been in the finals and lost the semi-final. Sorry.
Yeah.
So now he needs to, he needs to win it. I mean, he's got the jewel, the shining jewel in the crown, Haaland. Now he needs to win. He can't. I mean, if he can't win without, imagine if Haaland gets injured in the semi-final or something like that.
The thing I've been saying to people is this is their early season where they're not even that particularly good. Like, imagine how many goals that man's going to get when Man City hit their 18-game win streak over the December to March period of every year, where they just win every match. He's just going. Oh.
Well, I think that's where they're going to be smart about it, and he won't play
people.
Yeah.
No, go on, Gary. It's fine.
No, I was just going to say I don't think he'll play as many matches as you think. I think they're going to have. For me, I think they're going to manage it well. Like when he doesn't need to play, they're going to have to sit him. Not because I don't think he'll miss one match and he'll lose form. He'll probably still come in, but he won't start as many matches probably at some point in the season. For me, because I'm like you said, I'm looking for him to be ready to go when you're in the knockout rounds. So at some point, right, Champions League, you've got that set. He doesn't have to start probably the next Champions League match, or if he does, he comes out at half or something crazy like that. But for me, I would like to manage his minutes based on the last couple of years, right? I don't want to. If I'm City, I don't want to see him going anywhere near that training room, right? Nowhere near. I want him to basically just be like, you're resting today, and that's it. But go ahead, Mr.
What
Tom.
happened in midweek? What happened in midweek is going to happen a lot, and they're going to pull him off pitch. Because if he gets 2 goals and they're winning a game 4-0, Man City don't care if he gets a hat trick or not.
No.
Like Pep don't give shit.
That's like what CM War Games is saying in the chat. Is he doesn't play full games, does he? He gets taken off after about 60 minutes. And because Norway are not in the World Cup, he's got a nice winter break as well now with the World Cup coming up. So I think he can play a lot more games than we think because of that.
I feel sorry for the team that plays. He actually played 90 today. I feel sorry for the team that plays Man City after the World Cup. Oh, wait a minute. That's Leeds, isn't it? Oh, great.
He's going to be rested. You know what? He'll be rested and he'll be rusty. That's it. He'll be rusty.
No, but this is the thing that I was saying to you at Ellen Road when Harden was banging in the goals against Man United. I was like, he's going to bang in the goals against every team. So when I'm sitting there, like, and I know he's going to be probably going for his 5th goal against Leeds or something, right? I've just got to sit there and go, well, he'll be going for his 5th goal against someone else at some point. Like, everyone's going to be taking these beatings off them. It's just, whose turn is it?
It's just sick, isn't it? At the moment, it's just sick.
Welcome to the show, Bargav.
Have that attack.
Yeah. No, but
I want him to bang goals in.
No, but think about the way he started this season, right? You might get that because it's going to be a reset, right? Everybody, the world of football just stops for the World Cup. So when he comes back in, you might get that day one, Haaland, and so he might be fresh. It might be, he was fresh coming into the season, and he's struggling in that first match, right? So there we go again. It's a reset button. You hope it's a reset button, and it starts the same way again. He's rusty coming in. He's missing sitters, and Leeds can kind of squeak out something.
I did enjoy it. There's a photo of the Community Shield game where he missed the open goal. Right, there's a photo of him laughing after it, and people put the caption. It's like, he knows what's coming.
You know what?
Like even when the whole football world was roasting him for that entire week, like, oh, he's a fraud, he's this, he's that. Yeah. Like, and not even like, I know I called him fraud just now. Obviously, that's a joke, but people were genuinely like, oh, he can't hack it. He come up against Liverpool and he missed an open goal. He's like, fuck that guy, sort of thing. And it was like, and he's laughing as if to go, don't worry.
Yeah. A week later, he's got 6 goals.
Like, that's the one open goal I'll be missing for the next 7. Yeah.
And the crazy part is
it's actually like oh, go on, Gary.
No, I was gonna say the crazy part is everybody likes him. What is there to hate about him? Like there's certain players out there, they go out there and they score a hat trick against you, and you just like, I don't like you. He does it, and then you're like, you forget, and then you're smiling with him, and you're like, damn it. I'm supposed to be mad. I can't be mad.
There's no reason to hate him. He's like a test tube footballer. He has been bred. He has been bred specifically to put the ball in the goal, and that's it. Yeah. I don't need to know his political beliefs. I don't need to care if he likes spaghetti or sauce on his spaghetti. I know we've said this before, but his job, he's not doing it to you because he doesn't like your team. He's just doing it because that's what he's been trained to do.
Yeah, he's like a Terminator.
Yeah.
Is it the robot? They were calling the robot, I think.
Yeah.
It reminds me of even Ivan Drago in Rocky IV is like, I will break you.
You will lose.
Yeah. And that might be this might be also a little bit of what might have to slow down Harlan is just the supply, right? the supply getting to him is just down because the players around him are a little bit older.
The thing is, at the moment, I mean, the way Pepper's got that squad put together, it doesn't matter who they've got there in midfield because they rotate that midfield very often.
Yeah.
I mean, De Bruyne has had games on the bench, bringing him in off the bench, and that three they have in midfield, they rotate that a lot, and they've got such a good squad. They've got such quality throughout their squad that it doesn't matter who they've got in those three positions. Yeah. They're creating goals and scoring goals. That's how good they are. That's how good that squad has become. And with Haaland on, up front to put the goals away, it's just going to make him even better.
Yeah, you had a point there that yesterday I was listening to a show and they were talking about Zinchenko and Jesus and talking about they only played like half time, but they produced when they came on, and they didn't have to, like you said, they don't have to play every match. No, so there's a lot of rotation in certain segments of that squad.
With Pep Guardiola, he's all about rotation. That's it. You're not going to get as many games under Pep Guardiola as you are with other managers because they've got such a good squad. They just keep rotating. That's the way he does it.
Yeah, for
sure. Yeah, and I know it's on me that Haaland didn't come to Arsenal. I tried, but I just didn't have enough shizazzle to bring him in.
Yeah, I think his mind was made up, man. He probably had a city diaper, not diaper, I guess not a diaper, but a binky, as they call it, when he was born, right? Here, stop
I could bring Martin. I brought Martin, but I just couldn't swing early.
Can't tell you. I have to tell you something that'll make you that. I have to laugh at it or I'll cry. In 2017, Leeds United felt that $4 million was too much to pay for him.
Well,
he literally was at the training ground, did all the this is where your dad's locker was and all this sort of thing, and he was like, right, can't wait to get started here, and then it became you want $4 million?
Yeah.
Million for him. Not sure, 17-year-old, and I suppose it's fair, but then it was also but a team, Red Bull Salzburg came in, and it was like, you could play in the Champions League and all that, and went down there, and I'm sitting there like, why couldn't you? Should have raided the back of the sofa and just found $4 million.
Yeah,
because you would have got in the Premier League a lot fucking sooner.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that man in the Championship? The Championship.
100 goals.
And you probably would have had to sell him because somebody would have came up and said, back then, whatever the number was, well, damn, that's our budget right there. We have to sell him and then turn around and watch him as he destroys the leagues.
Can you? Sorry, I want to say, can you imagine if Bielsa had come in with Haaland up front? Because it would have been it. But at the same time, Bielsa would not have suffered him at all because he would have been. All the coaches would have been, he's amazing. He could score 50 goals for you, Marcelo. And Marcelo would be like, but why isn't he pressing?
Yeah, exactly. Why? Yes, you say that, but when we have a defensive corner on the left side, he's not pressing the back. He's not pressing the rear. He's not pressing the rear side of the 16.
He would have got rid of him instantly, because it would have literally been. He didn't work hard enough in murder ball on Wednesday. In training, he ain't playing. Bielsa don't give a fuck. I've got to go back into him. But it would have been, it would have been. But he's our star player. Bielsa would have been, I don't give a fuck who he is.
Give me the Queen of Sheba.
It's funny. It's funny you say that because, I just remember like Leeds when they first started, and like I said, it's either they scored 4 goals or they didn't score any goals. And if you have a player who's going to give you at least 2 every time he's out there, it's like that would fit in perfectly with the way the way they attack. And it's like, why not? I mean, I don't know what you guys think. I think 50 is low here based on the way he's playing.
I see. He's going to get, I reckon he'll get 40.
He might get 50 in the Premier League.
He'll get over 40 in the Premier League. He'll get 15 to 20 in the Champions League. God knows what he'll do in the FA Cup. If he plays a lot in the FA Cup, it depends when they let him in.
No, he won't. He probably won't play. The only games in the domestic cups he will play will probably be semi-final and final.
Yeah, so he won't get many in the domestic cups. That's right. But let's say 42, 43 goals in the Premier League, 18 in the Champions League. He's getting over 60 goals, isn't he?
He was on track for 66 at his current scoring rate before today. So he's probably knocked that down to about 65 because he only got the one goal. But
that's true. I think 50. I think 50
I didn't
is
mean
low.
to hijack.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't mean to hijack the show with a Haaland discussion, but we have to have one every week because it's just the man's a machine.
This is the road trip, man. I don't know where we're gonna go. We start off with a plan, and then it takes us wherever it takes us. So I'm good to go here.
But you know how people would follow Ronaldo because he was just banging goals left, right, and centre for Real Madrid. But this man's doing it at an even bigger rate against better opposition in theory.
Yeah,
and it's one, like you said earlier, you want him to score goals, except for against your own team. But you could, because it's like you're living through something that it's special.
He's the perfect striker because he is the only part of his game he's been working on is in the air. He wants to be stronger in the air, and he's looking pretty good in the air as well, to be honest. But he's got everything, right? He's got strength, he's got that height, he's got power, he's got decent skill. I mean, he's not going to be dribbling like R9, Brazilian Ronaldo. He's not going to do that, but he doesn't need to. He just, because he's got that excellent 2-3 touches of getting the ball away from the defender and then just whamming it into the goal because he's so confident and he's got great technique, shooting technique on the ball, which is the most important thing you have as a striker is your shooting technique. Anywhere around that box or inside that box, you could probably blindfold him and he's going to find the corner or a top corner or something like that every single time. That's how good his muscle memory is from training that from a young age. And he's just got that but on top of that all, he's got that killer mentality. The guy nothing phases him. I've seen this with him in Norway when I've seen several, they've done shows with him in Norway and stuff, coming up on Norwegian TV, the sports channels and that. And you just see the guy, the way he plays, and he's actually, nothing phases him. If he misses a goal, he doesn't care because he just knows he's going to score. He doesn't worry him. If he goes a game without scoring, which very rarely happens, but if he goes a game without scoring, he doesn't care because he knows the next game he's going to score anyway. He's got that elite killer edge mentality. And when you combine that with everything else he's got, you've just got the perfect combination. You've got a perfect machine for scoring goals. And I'm personally happy. I'm living in an age. I got to see Thierry Henry live as well as on TV. Thankfully, I can thankfully say I got to see Thierry Henry play live, which was a huge blessing. I haven't seen Haaland live yet, but I've seen him plenty on TV. But I'm just so happy to be around to see someone like that, because he's just perfect. He's absolute perfect player. He's going to score if he stays fit and he keeps going and he's going to maybe improve a little bit more. He's going to be scoring 60 goals a season in all competitions. It's going to be mental.
What I find fascinating, though, about him, you gave a lot of reasons, which is why I have the controversial opinion that he's not the best footballer in the world, but he is going to be the best striker of all time because he does one thing really well, which is score goals. But I'm of the opinion that no, I'm not disputing anything you're saying. I'm saying a lot of things you've said are why I think that.
The one thing is he's not technical, right? So it's not like watching Messi, blow away 5 defenders, or Ronaldo blow away 5 defenders, or all these technical players we have that can just dribble 2-3 players, and it's lovely to watch. It's fantastic to watch. Haaland doesn't have that, so that's the one thing is he's not spectacular that way, but he's spectacular in terms of anywhere close to the goal, and he's going to find a goal.
Oh, of course, undisputable.
And you have to be as an attacker or a player with him to know that he will get there, right? And if you're like on a lower team in a table, you don't make certain passes because you know more than likely nobody's going to get there. He'll get there. You just have to make that pass and be a little bit more. Yeah.
He does his thing. You guys got to watch it, and I've seen it being analyzed as well. He does this thing that most strikers don't do, and that is he'll follow a defender, and then just as his timing and this is where his ability, his God-given ability for playing football comes in, because he can read a pass and read a passage of play so well. He'll follow.
He never gets caught offside.
No, but he'll follow a defender, right? And the defender will feel comfortable. But just he times it perfectly. He will peel off the defender, or he'll find himself that extra 2-3 foot of space at the last second, where the defender doesn't notice. The defender doesn't pick it up. It's timed that well so that the defender has no chance of getting into a position to stop it. That's how good he is. And then when he finds that ball and he times that run perfectly to get onto that ball, you can't stop him.
Yeah. His footwork is what gives him the ability to do that, right? Because if your footwork's pretty bad, you see guys try to make a move like that and they slip, and then the ball flies in and the defender clears it away. But his footwork for a big man is really good. You don't think about it, but like you said, every time he needs to find some space, you're like, how is this guy running through the middle of your defense inside the box by himself with nobody there, even a hand or body? They can't even reach him because it's too late.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. He times it perfectly. He just times it perfectly. It's amazing to watch.
Yeah.
It's
and
amazing to watch.
And like you said, you've watched Messi and Ronaldo, and now potentially you could watch, the beginning of this. He's been good before, but now they just put the what do they call it, the nitro in the car now, because he can go. He's on a perfect team for what he can do. Right, we've always said if they got a striker, damn, well, you just went out and got the best one, and all you have to do is put the ball in the box. He will draw people, or he will just finish it off. One of the two, whichever you want.
You see them; they're absolutely obliterating teams now. It's 3, 4, 5, 6 goals every game. But he's no Tony Yeboah, as Mr. Tom says.
He hasn't scored a hat trick. He hasn't scored a hat trick against Wimbledon in September.
Yeah, it's like, can you do it on a rainy night in southeast London? Can you do that?
I guess we'll find out this winter.
Cool. All right, so let's get into it. Like, I know we're talking about City maybe getting Champions League, and Bargav here. Welcome to the show. Thinks that PSG might do it as well. If they get clicking right, it's not like they don't have 3 of the best attacking players in the world on the squad, right?
They don't like each other though.
That's it. Do they gel together as well as the City team does? I don't think so. I mean, Neymar and Messi and Mbappe. They're great players and they're going to score goals, but when you need them to be a team, are they a team? I don't think they are.
I think Messi gets on with both of them, but Mbappe and Neymar can't stand each other.
Yeah, but it is, yeah.
And that's crazy, right? Because what are you doing? You're curtain. Whoever is somebody has to be the bigger man and say, look, let's just get this thing done. Got a job to do, right? We don't have to go eat dinner after this thing, but on the pitch we need to be one, right? Because like you said, they are. People still talk about when they talk about Neymar being one of the top players in the world. So, but he's hurting his team when he doesn't. Sometimes you have to take a step back, right? Messi is a better player than you, like all around career wise and all that stuff. Use all that for your benefit, right? If you said
for me,
you could take those 3 players, I can say if you take 3 players like that and you put them all on the squad and said, what can they do? And everybody said you can do everything you want.
Well, they're a dream trio, right? You look at those 3 players individually: Neymar, Messi, Mbappe. Each of them are incredible players, and when you're putting them together in the same front line, you've got to think, wow, this is, and arguably they are, well, I would say they probably are the best front line in football when you look at them, who they are and what they bring to the table. But for me, I think Messi's a little bit old now. He's still good, but a little bit old. Neymar, for me, is overrated. I've always seen him as overrated because he's got great skill, great technique, but is he as influential as he should be? I don't think so, not in my opinion. He's not as influential on a football game as he should be. And then you've got Mbappe, who, he's a brilliant player. He's the best out of the three at the moment, I would say. He's got a great scoring ratio as well. He's pretty much up there with Haaland in terms of his goal scoring ratio, his goal scoring rate. So it's going to be a fascinating. This is the thing I was just want to add on at the end is we're in an age now. We've gone from Messi versus Ronaldo. I think now we're going to go into the age of Haaland versus Mbappe because it's going to be between those two. Who's going to score the most goals? Who's going to have the best goal scoring ratio? Who's going to win the most Champions Leagues? It's going to be between those two guys now.
Definitely. And Neymar and
it will be Haaland.
Yeah.
Well,
it depends if Mbappe goes to Real Madrid, right? If Mbappe goes to Real Madrid, Real Madrid could have a good team.
That changes things all. He will. Yeah. People think that just because he signed the new contract this year doesn't mean that in 5 years' time he isn't playing at Real Madrid. Exactly. that is an inevitability.
It is an inevitability. That is going to be his next destination for sure, Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And it'll probably happen quicker than what people think.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? CM War Games, you just jinxed it.
You just jinxed it.
He just jinxed it even worse.
Did he score?
Yes.
He got a yellow card and he scored.
He got yellow card. I think he scored from the ground. I think he was on the ground when the ball either it deflected off of him or he stuck a leg out. And because you can see the ball kind of come in and then pop up in the air. Let's see how it looks here. And the ball comes in.
Oh, good.
Neymar for me, right, Tom?
Yeah.
Just have a little chat about Neymar to finish it off. Neymar for me, Tom, is remember, back in the school days in the playground, there was always that flashy kid who could dribble everyone and laugh and dribble and smile and say, "Oh, look at me, I'm so good at dribbling the ball." But then when it came to actually trying to score a goal or win a game, he was always on the losing fucking team. But he could dribble everyone. You know what I mean? You know the type of kid I mean. That's Neymar.
Well, I was just gonna say he's a much better Pepe because Pepe could dribble a lot and get nothing out of it. And then next thing you know, like you said, no score comes out of it, and you're like, "Well, what? You just wasted all those dribbles, man." And like I said, that having those three players on the team, whoever the manager is, if you can't get anything done that gets you into a final in the Champions League, you failed. You failed, and it doesn't. Messi's age is one thing, but he's got he's got Mbappe just to get him, just put the ball there. And we've seen Messi be able to score because Mbappe he'll make the pass if he needs to as well. So you just need to be in position. So I kind of felt like Mbappe should have just forced his hand and went to Real Madrid instead of wasting another season in PSG for monetary reasons or whatever it is. It just doesn't make sense to waste another year of your career when you've pretty much won everything except for the Champions League. All right.
Mm.
Go ahead,
Tom, what was you
going to say? No, I was going to say I'll always give Neymar the credit that, don't get me wrong, anyone can go somewhere for significantly more money. You're not a hero because you went to PSG for 400 grand a week or whatever it is. But I will give him the credit that he could have stayed at Barcelona and just basically stayed under Messi's wing and pick up Champions League after Champions League. But he was like, no, I want to go here and I want to be king, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It hasn't worked, but he did it. But he tried.
He did it, and then they got Mbappe, and then they got fucking Messi.
Yeah.
That's how much he's influenced that team. Not much, right? So yeah. And that's probably more indicative on him than anything. He probably just will not be, the number one reason why the team is successful and why they do the things they do. So,
yeah.
After a 5th year of not winning the Champions League, he just went to the owner. Oh, for fuck's sake, just bring Messi in.
Yeah. So that was, we kind of went off, like you said, we went off on a tangent. We talked a little bit about BODO, which.
Sorry, I've got one more thing. Yeah. One more thing I read about Haaland. Just quick, I thought it was brilliant. So I went, because Haaland's not going to be at the World Cup this year. A comedian wrote this, but I'll say it anyway. Because Haaland's not going to be at the World Cup, every team should have at least one lifeline where they can call Haaland onto the pitch for 30 minutes.
I love that.
Where basically, instead of using your sub, like, I want to make a sub, you call FIFA and go, bring in Erling.
And he drops some hot air balloon onto the
he drops here. Then a helicopter appears over the stadium and he basically parachutes onto the pitch and you get him for half an hour.
Yeah.
And
he scores a hat
every
trick.
team has the right. Yeah, every team has the right to use him once.
Yeah.
So you got to strategize when will probably be best to bring in Erling. Yeah.
And you see both. And they got the cameras on the managers with the button, like who's gonna press it first. It's a 0-0 match. It's a 0-0 match to get into the knockout rounds. Do you take it now, or do you see, go, we might have to go down.
Do you have faith in yourself to do it without him?
Brilliant. That's a good idea.
I just thought I'd bring that up to the community.
No, yeah.
But back to Arsenal.
All right, so let's get into it. We talked about BODO for a little bit, but let's get into I think Liverpool. And we had a lot of talk about Liverpool in the chat, so I'll bring those messages back. So yeah, we are out of first place now. Can't sing top of the table right now, but we can if we want to tomorrow if we do what we need to do. I think it was at some point they were going to have a win and win before us because of the schedule. But next up, let's see here. Yeah. And I think I don't know what you guys think. There's been a lot of talk about Liverpool and us playing a similar style in the sense that we both want to dominate the ball. So who's going to win that one?
Yeah, I think Liverpool play the way they play, right? They have that style of play where they press, high work rate. They're going to try and dominate the game because that's the way they play every game. They don't really make a lot of changes to the way they play. Liverpool are definitely going to try and play us. They might try and not maybe press as high as normal all the time. They might want to try and sit back a little bit more, but they're going to press us, and they're going to try and dominate midfield. But I just think at the moment we're in a better place than them. We're in better form. I think defensively they are weaker. I think if our attack is continues to be in form like it is, I think we can get at their defense and we can score goals. But like you say, Gary, we need to be clinical because they're not going to give us many chances. Liverpool are not that bad. They're not going to give us many chances. They will give us chances, but we need to take those chances. We need to be clinical, definitely, and then we got to be able to to play well enough in terms of high enough intensity and work well enough to just keep them from scoring more than one goal. I have a feeling they've got a goal in them, but I just, I want us to score more. Because, Liverpool, they've just got such a good attack, so they've got those players, even though they're not firing on all cylinders. You got Mo Salah, is Jota, is he fit? I think, because if he's fit, Jota, he's another player. He's got goals in him, they got that new boy. Is he injured? I can't remember now, because I haven't seen who they got fit now for their squad, but their new player, what's his name?
There is
Diaz.
Yeah, Diaz. Yeah,
I mean, he's playing really well. I mean, they've got the players there to hurt you. It's just we need to be that smart and play well in defense. Be high intensity as well. Win the ball back. Get the ball and try and keep them from scoring. Because if we keep the ball and we move it forward well enough and fast enough, we will win the game because we are in better form than them and we're going to get chances. But we have to be, as I just said, we have to be clinical, because if we're not scoring on those chances we get, the few chances we're going to get, that's it. We're not going to win the game. It's as simple as that. So, but I've faith in the boys. I mean, Jesus is looking great lately. The boys are scoring goals. So we're in a good place, and it's the first time for many seasons I've felt that we are ready to beat Liverpool tomorrow. I feel we are ready to do it. I'm not guaranteeing we're doing it, of course, or betting all the money I have in the world on it happening, but I definitely feel on the way our form is, the way they're playing, and the way we're looking this season, I think we're finally ready to beat them and show them that we mean business.
Yeah. Yep. And if we're playing like we've been playing, and that means all 11 of us are playing as one, we'll be fine. If we take the bait like we've done in the past and kind of lose our style of football, that's when they'll take advantage of us. Because we, and that's probably more the case of probably more defensively than offensively, because we've got it good going forward. But if we have lapses going, defending like they have, like in the past, right? They've taken advantage every time. So, yeah, we need to jump on them fast, early. I saw a stat. No, I'm not knocking on wood when I say this, but that first 30 minutes, Arsenal hasn't been scored on. So if we're able to do what we've done in the past and jump on teams and get a goal or two in that first 30 minutes, then we should be able to control it. So I think if we look at that, that would be good for us, so.
Yeah, and also tomorrow's also vital when we've got Salah, Diaz, possibly even Jota, or they're going to have someone else, obviously up front there, who's going to be ready to step in and they've got a great front line, right? So we've got to make sure that tomorrow we don't have those individual mistakes, because that's what's been letting us down a few times this season defensively, is those little mind gaps by Gabriel, for example. So tomorrow, Gabriel, he's got to be 100% focused. No mistakes from him tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be in a good place.
Postpone the game. Postpone
it.
Yeah. No, it'd be really good to get the win. One, because it just we'll be back in first, but also
big celebration, Gav. Big celebration, because they are a team we haven't been able to beat for a long time.
Yeah, in
the league, that is.
Yeah, if your cigars have gotten old from the last one, you might want to reload and refresh them just in case. I mean, think about it. You get the win, and we are up 14 points.
Yeah, 14 points ahead of Liverpool if we beat them tomorrow. That's pretty significant.
Yeah. So, and we'll continue on with our streak of wins in the first 9 games, right? And so, supposedly where we are right now, it usually guarantees you a top 4 spot if you have over 20 in 8 matches.
The stats show that in the first 8 games, teams in our position have never been outside of the top 4, never. And also, interestingly, teams that have won, that have 21 points after their first 8 games, which doesn't happen, many seasons really. But when it does happen, it's about 48 or 49 years ago that happened, and the team didn't win the league. So traditionally, that's an omen for us now. If we at 21 points after 8 games, most times the team will go on to win the league. But those leagues haven't had Man City in them, have they? So, yeah.
Erling Haaland didn't exist 49 years ago. So,
yeah.
I mean, I think they've turned the corner in terms of are they going to continue to be as poor a team, but they are still finding their way. Where we've been doing this for a while, right?
Yeah,
We've been, the way our style of play has been in there since the start of the season. We've been playing well. We've only gotten better. So this is to show that we are getting better, and we don't have a blip like we did at Old Trafford, right? So
yeah.
that's going to be
Old
key.
Trafford was a horrible game because it was one of those horrible games where you're playing well. You know you're playing well. You know we've had chances we've missed, and then you just have a couple of horrible errors that just let them in and win the game. It's one of those. It's horrible.
I'll tell you why you lost at Old Trafford, and it's similar to why we lost at who we're playing tomorrow. A couple of years ago, we lost at Crystal Palace because we scored a goal. It got chalked off by VAR, unjustly, in my opinion, not by the rules. Same as how you probably feel about your goal that got chalked off. But then you get your boo-boo face on, basically, where you're just like, oh, well, VAR's got it in for us, and we didn't want to win here anyway, sort of thing. And that's what happened. Like, you played the rest of the match like you felt there was an injustice. Now, obviously, really, what you need to do is just carry on playing. But there's still a subconscious part of you that is like, well, if we score, you're just going to chalk it off anyway.
Two of those goals we let in were just ridiculous. The way we were pressing, we were basically in their half. We basically didn't have a player in our own half. That's how high we were pressing, and we were just wide open for the counter attack. And it was just stupid.
Yeah. The silly penalties.
No silly pens, like I'm saying, no mistakes and silly pens. We can't do that.
But that's one thing. But what Mr. Tom said is the second thing. We've usually been resilient, right? We did not see that in the United match, right? We went down a goal. We did get it back eventually, and then we basically, even though they scored again, we kind of rolled over at that point and then let it happen to us again, where we don't typically do that. So
no, this season was great coming back.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be the key. Yeah, if we continue to just keep pressing like we've done all season, I think that will wear them down. The trick is we haven't been able to do that, right? After about 30 minutes, the game pretty much is lost, and then we never redeem ourselves, and then just watch it just get taken away from us. So tomorrow's going to be our time, right? Yep. Be our time. We're home, right? So
we're at the Emirates. Yep. So that's an advantage.
No, I do think you'll win tomorrow, but by the same token, I don't think it's particularly brave of me to say that second will beat 10th.
Second will be 10th. What do you mean?
No, second will beat 10th.
Oh, second will be 10th. Yeah, in that terms. Yeah.
I know it's Arsenal and Liverpool, but by the same token, that's not me being Nostradamus and being like, oh, look at what result I can pluck out of it. Like, you should beat them in terms of how the table lies, but obviously football don't work like that either.
Yeah. No, and you got to remember. You got to remember, Tom. The whole point around this with Liverpool is for us, Liverpool for quite a few seasons now.
When did you last beat them?
They've been a real bogey team for us. No matter how we play.
They battered you every time they played you in COVID.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like when was the last time you actually beat them? Like, I honestly don't know.
In the Premier League, it's been a long time.
In the league, it's been long. We beat them in the FA Cup. Yeah. And we beat them in the Charity Shield as well, the final. But the Charity Shield game, not the final. It's just one game, isn't it? Now we beat them in the Charity Shield. That was on penalties, without scoring a goal, by the way. It was 0-0. We just won it on penalties, and then we beat them. I think it was in the semi-final of the FA Cup, wasn't it? That was Arteta's first half season.
Yeah, we had a crazy week because I think we beat City and Liverpool in the same week.
Yeah, we beat City and then Liverpool, and then we went on and beat Chelsea in the final, wasn't it? So but anyway, no, I mean, in the league we haven't won since. I don't think we've beaten them since Wenger was manager, to be honest. Yeah. So predictions, for me, I'll just say quickly, I think, as I said, I think Liverpool will score a goal because I just think they've got it in them, and we're not 100% as tight a ship at the back as we should be, but we're better than we were. But I still think we're going to let in a goal. But I think our attacking ability will get us out of jail tomorrow, and I think we'll win. I think we'll have a 2-1 victory tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, Mr. Tom.
Well, what I actually predicted on my segment on Lolo's show was Arsenal will win 2-1, Jesus will score or be shown a card, and Odegaard will get an assist for one of the 2 goals.
Nice one.
At odds of 51.87 to 1.
There you go.
Is that something you can actually play on, is it?
You can technically do that, yeah.
All right.
Because more than anything, I need Gabriel Jesus to get booked.
Okay.
So he doesn't play Ellen Road next week. So every little helps, doesn't it? I mean, and then because then you just throw Eddie on, and Eddie naturally love playing against Leeds. He's gonna be like, you fucking put Patrick Bamford in front of me for 4 months, you motherfuckers. And I'll be like, well, Eddie, what did you do in Murder Ball to convince him that you should have been in front of Patrick Bamford? And he'd have been nothing, probably, because I would have been. I was like, well, there you go then, Ed. He's like, still going to score lots of goals against you, though. I'm like, yeah, you probably will. Yeah. Sorry.
I mean, I have
conversation sessions.
Yes.
There you go. No, I had a 2-1 in my head as well, and I got War Games. CM War Games has got 3-2. For me, 3-2 sounds good too because of for me, I feel like we'll be up 3-1 and they're going to try to come back, but they just won't have enough time. But if we play Arsenal, whatever Arteta football is, we will get the win. But if Arteta takes the bait like he did last time, I think that's where he has to be smarter. Hopefully he's learned from the last time we played him at wherever we played. Where did they play? We played them on the road. And, Anfield, sorry.
Yeah, whenever we go to Anfield, we just get completely battered normally.
And I think Arteta took the bait on that one, so he can't. Yeah. He's at home now, and we're confident there. But we should play like it's our home. It's home, and we don't lose at home.
No, we're very good form at home.
So we don't lose at home. Phone a beast. Oh, there you go. That is it. I assume that's the Harlan phone line.
Phone a beast. Is that what we're going to do? We're going to call in Haaland tomorrow.
Whenever one of his comments comes up, I always think of
War Games.
War Games. But just find it off.
That's cool. No, so yeah, there's nothing that says for me. I'm not. Once again, not concerned of how we're going to play. It's just we just have to go out there and do it, right? We've been playing like this, and we just expect to see it again. So, and even if we have to switch out players, it's not going to make a difference in the spots that we have, right? I mean, the fullbacks for us right now we're set. Does anybody ever think White will ever get back inside and play a center back?
Yes. I do. If Tommy, see, I would personally. For me, I think if for example Gabriel was injured or suspended, I would definitely move White in with Saliba and use Tomiyasu outright. I would definitely do that. But it looks like, I think it's because we're playing BODO in the Europa League and we didn't do that. We used Holding instead, but Holding's not good enough against Liverpool. If it needed to happen tomorrow against Liverpool, Holding or a top team, Holding is not good enough. He just really isn't. So I'd rather move in Ben White and then stick Tomiyasu outright. But like you say, Gary, it's difficult to say because Ben White is playing so well in his role out wide, which is like a hybrid role. He's in between centre back and right back, depending on the phase of play. And here's the way he's been passing that ball around out right there and linking up with the attack. It's been really important for us. So yeah, I think it's going to take a lot to move him back in. You know.
Yeah, no, like I said, the reason why I asked it as well is because he hasn't played there all season.
Yeah, Saliba's just been too good. I mean, Saliba's amazing, isn't he? So can't drop him.
And when he knows how to play the position, but when you haven't played it in what 3 months, he's gonna have some. It's gonna be relearning it again with Saliba. Right, so it's one of those things. That's why I kind of wanted them to rotate anyways, but we haven't had the opportunity because of Tomiyasu and Tierney not being 100%, which has actually been good. But now that we have them all, it's like we're missing a center back, right?
You know what?
We're missing a center back, aren't we?
Yeah, you know what, Gary? It's interesting you say that, because that made me think of something I was thinking about the other day. Because when we think about when we're going into, to start the season, we looked at our squad, who we had to start the season with. I think everyone was thinking, well, our first starting, when everyone's fit, our starting back four is going to be Tierney. I think Saliba and Gabriel were going to be the first choice no matter what. And I think Tomiyasu was going to be the first choice right back. But it turns out that our actual first choice back four is Zinchenko, Gabriel and Saliba, and actually Ben White. It's actually White and Zinchenko instead of Tierney and Tomiyasu, which is very different than I think everybody thought before the season.
Oh,
and it works.
And it's winning.
And it works. That's what I'm saying. You can't say it doesn't work. So that's why it continues, right? You don't change around something that works just for the sake of changing it. That's what's his name, fuckface Emery did. He kept changing it no matter what worked or didn't. He just kept changing it for the hell of it, and that's why he lost his job.
No, for sure. Yeah, no, like you said, it's an easy one. There's nothing not broke. You don't fix it.
Yeah.
You work on other areas of the pitch that you need a little bit of support, right? I mean, I think Fabio Vieira has shown he can back up Erdogan if need be, or play with him if need be. I think Sambi needs more time. He looks comfortable in the games he's playing, but we're not playing anyone.
Yeah.
And you don't see the same kind of presence from him like he would. Like, he should have been able to dominate a BODO.
Yeah.
But he didn't do that. He doesn't even take the initiative to, for me, push the ball up the pitch. So he doesn't really mimic what a Partey does. He just kind of sits there and kind of just I'll touch the ball a couple of times, but I'm not going to really put my mark on this match. I'll let somebody else do it. And it's like, no, I'd rather him push up the pitch and then get the ball to Fabio higher up the pitch, right?
Yeah.
Give him.
I'd like to see Vieira play instead of Xhaka, just to see what that looks like. Have Xhaka and Erdogan as the playing up ahead of Partey. I would like to see that, how that looks.
I think that would be scary for teams because it's always been, Vieira, he's a lightweight and all of this. We're not asking Xhaka to do anything that requires the bulk that he brings to the pitch. We're not asking him to do that. We're actually telling him not to. All right. So Vieira pushing out the pitch should be fine.
So much since he's going to be more in that forward position. He's so much better as a playmaker than what Xhaka is. So it would give us an extra playmaker in the midfield, and I would like to see what that looks like.
Yeah, and I see you do that, then that's where it's even more indicative that you have a Partey replacement.
Yeah,
right. Because
that's the one position we don't have at the moment. We don't have a proper like for like.
Yeah, once you play with a Vieira and an Erdogan up top there, and then you have to, and then if Partey can't play, you're like, we have to change the way we play now because we can't play that anymore, and that sucks because we lose our advantage. So we lose our advantage. Saka and Jesus. Like I said, I think Saka will eventually not necessarily come around, but he'll definitely be more focused and probably get the stats to show it.
Yeah.
Right. He'll get the stats to show it, because I think a lot of people are looking at him going, well, he's not doing what Martinelli's doing. But Martinelli's got one-on-one. It has better one-on-one skills than Saka does.
Yeah.
Saka never takes advantage when he has a one-on-one, and then he has to beat 2 or 3 people afterwards. And he's been comfortable. He's not losing the ball.
No, that's
right?
true.
He gets 2 and 3 guys on him. He's still not losing the ball, so we're not losing possession because they are doubling up on him. So I think this zombie would come. He needs time, but right now I don't think we have the time, because we know Partey. You know what I mean? That's too much of a risk.
Yeah, I just don't think he's the same. That's the thing, you see. I don't think he is a replacement for Partey. Yes, he plays when Partey can't play, but he's not the same role. I think we use him as Sambi in a slightly different role because he can't do what Partey does, and I don't think he's intended to do what Partey does either. Yeah. So it's a slightly different way of playing again. Like you say, we have to play a bit differently when Sambi's playing, and I think Sambi's been pretty good lately. I mean, he's not spectacular, but I think he's pretty good. I don't think he's meant to be spectacular. He's one of those players, he's like an El Neni type player. He does the right things. He's keeping the ball for you, finding our players, keeping the other team away. That he's just doing the simple jobs which he's supposed to be doing. But yeah, we definitely need to. If it's probably not gonna happen in January, but next summer again, we really need to find a more defensive minded, strong, dynamic midfielder that can actually come in and replace Partey when needed. We really need that.
Yeah, but this is the last time. April 2015, Ozil and Alexis
exactly
at their peak. I mean, we don't have that. We don't have a pairing like that right now. But
that's 7 years ago, right? That's 7 years ago.
Yeah. And similarly with Partey, which we're finally seeing what he can do. We're finally seeing what a number 9 looks like in Arteta's football club.
Yeah,
and we don't have a backup for him either. Not one who kind of can do some of the things Jesus can do, right? Because I think Eddie brings something different, and it's not. Yeah, and he's not good at what he does, even there. Like we always talked about bringing in a number 9 that's good in the air and can dominate space and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Eddie Nketiah is supposed to be a guy that does something different than Jesus, but he's really good at it.
Yeah,
and he's not even that. So. This is the two. Those are the two Achilles heels that we got.
Yeah.
So we are coming on to about 90 minutes here, and I just wanted to go through a couple of things I did pick up when I was there. I won't show you both sides of this, but I did get one of those scarves I'm not supposed to get. So I won't show the other side of this one. But
you should have gone to the armory and got a proper one.
From the game that you won, though. So
they didn't. I didn't see this one. The dual scarf thing. I didn't see it in there, but I did get something in the armory. I did get.
Hey, there you go.
I did get something from the armory. So yeah,
yay,
I got a scarf there. And Big Scunner, if you're still in there, this is your stuff. So I'll be sending that to you. BX he put an order in, and I was able to follow through with it. So I will ship that out probably on Monday, hopefully. And I got a program for my first match. So
yay!
Yeah, there you go.
Well done. Yeah. Memorabilia.
And this one has a Milstrif Rowe on it. Who knows if we'll see him doing this again for Arsenal, right?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Did you get your Leeds program, Gary?
So I did go to Leeds. So I did get a Leeds scarf just because I needed to get something there. And I did.
That's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty.
And I did get a program. So yeah.
There you go.
So I got my memorabilia for my first and second.
Tell them the program story. Tell them the program story.
So we get there and we're walking in. And I just decide I need to get a program to make sure I have one. So I buy one. And we've already spent all this money on the tickets. So we go inside the facility they have set up with the food and drinks for us, and there on the table is another program.
Yeah, classic. Yeah, you got a VIP package, you get in the program. Yeah.
So I didn't even need to spend the money, see, and but no, it was good. It was good.
Well, you got 2 now, so you can give one away or something like that, you know.
No, I definitely
Could
do that.
do a giveaway on the trip.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Did I go to?
Punishment.
I did not go to these pubs. I'm sorry. Really, I didn't do a lot of things I want to do, so I have to go back, and I need to make sure I get to see some of you guys. Try to make sure I know. I saw Mr. Tom, so next time I would like to see Sam. So
Yeah, I'll try
and all the other
down there.
guys. So I'll give them enough time, enough warning, so that they can plan accordingly. Hopefully, it works out. So yeah, Big Gunner, thank you very much. And was this? Doesn't matter. Oh yeah, I think he's talking. Which one is he talking about? Liverpool. Yeah.
We're talking about league in the league. Did we beat them in the league? I can't remember, but we've very rarely beat them in the league the last few seasons.
I think we beat them in the league, but like you said, no crowds were there. That was the one, right? Didn't we beat them when they were on there? They were on that. They had already won the league, right? They were up whatever number of points. So yeah. Let's see. See, Riddy, you want to fight, man. That's all you've been doing. All of a sudden, Liverpool comes out. The next thing you know, the daggers are out, and Riddy cannot put him back in. He just wants to fight, man. The man's just
Riddy loves Liverpool. That's where he's gonna have his honeymoon.
There you go. Right on the middle of the pitch, right?
Yeah.
No, tomorrow, like you said, tomorrow we need to make sure we don't drop any. We get some points. Worst case, right? Worst case, we get some points, and we can definitely do that. So, I mean, I think we should go for the win. We can do that. We keep talking about we need to play much better against the top 6, and Old Trafford hopefully was a slap in the face, and that North London derby basically showed up, and we got to do that one more time. Home field has got to be an advantage for us. Then we'll worry about those road matches, right? So, So we're going to head out of here. Mr. Tom, do you have something to say? Because we haven't seen you in a while. Is it that time?
I have a question of the week.
You just have a question, but you don't. This is the weekend show. So before you have a question, do you have something else?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
First of all, I would like to congratulate Leeds United youth team player Sonny Perkins on scoring in every single match this season that he has played in. That is 6 games for Leeds and 4 for England. I believe he has scored. I believe it is 13 in 10. I could be wrong, but impressive considering we stole him from West Ham. So always a bonus.
Nice.
And impressive. Our youth team. Congratulations also to our youth team who won 5-3 at Tranmere in the Johnson's Bay Trophy. Kids beating adults. Not the way it used to go back in the day. Anyway, so thank you to everyone who has supported the show, especially after a couple of weeks off due to travel-related reasons. And support is awesome. Welcome to War Games, who has decided to frequent us with his opinions. Always welcome. Always welcome.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Welcome.
So no question and no. Did you have a question?
Of course, I got a question. Of course, I got a question.
All right.
Come on now. If you'll run some kind of amateur operation, sir.
And this is another reason why it's important. Not important, but it's really good if we can get this win, is because this puts us even more probably in a situation where we could be 17 points ahead, especially if we go up to Ellen Road, right? Next week, and we can get 3 points there and 3 points this weekend. That would be 17 points difference between us and Liverpool if we do the work we're supposed to do. Sorry,
you shouldn't really lead your audience down that garden path, though. Like, if we get the points at Ellen Road next weekend, don't tell them you're going to get points that you're not going to get. But anyway, you're lying to your fans and you're lying to yourself. Anyway,
I saw you play last week. I saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah,
did
but
see
if Atwell's the ref, then maybe you're in with a chance.
it. You know what? He's not going to help us either, so it could be a 0-0 draw.
You know, he's not refereeing this weekend. His performance was so good last week. The Premier League went, no, mate.
There you go.
Right. Question of the week, right? What percentage of Jack Wilshere's Arsenal League goals won the BBC Goal of the Season competition?
Repeat that again
When?
for me.
Last season.
What
which season?
percentage of Jack Wilshere's Arsenal League goals won the BBC Goal of the Season competition?
I think he's won it twice. So 30%.
I want to give it to you, but I can't.
I'll
The
let
answer
these
is-
guys. Let's see if
Anyone in
anybody
the comment section?
see if they can give us a suggestion. Repeat it one more time, just in case.
What percentage of Jack Wilshere's Arsenal League goals won the BBC Goal of the Season competition?
Riddy's got 25%.
It's good, but it's not quite right.
I'm just gonna cut it down the middle. 27.
Oh, it's very close, but it's not quite right.
28.
Again, I'd love. Oh, Sam, you're really on the cusp. You're on the cusp of the answer.
29.
Oh, the other way. No. Right. The answer is 28.57%. Why is it that? Because he scored 7 league goals for Arsenal. 2 of them won the competition.
Yeah, I was right on the number.
28.57%. Yeah.
2.
Wow.
Yeah. It was that one against Norwich.
Yeah, that was a back hill. Am I
Yeah.
thinking of it right? Yeah. But I believe that was in the banter era for Arsenal, where you won every competition that involved a fan poll.
Yeah.
To the point where they actually had to change the rules of the Goal of the Season competition because Arsenal players, because basically it was just, if I remember rightly, Wilshere's goal was objectively the worst of every goal that was available in the competition. And all the Arsenal fans just voted for it in droves, and the BBC were like, "The fuck is this?"
That Norwich goal was quality, though.
There's you create a fan poll and then you get upset when the fans vote. It's like, make up your mind. What do you want?
Yeah, but then it just turns into what team had the most fans that saw the voting number.
Well, that's the Eurovision Song Contest, isn't it? They wonder why these Eastern European countries win every year because they will vote for each other.
It's true. It's true. My favourite part of that just is when everyone acts like it's a nothing thing, Eurovision, and then without fail, the next day you can do like Eurovision bingo, and you'll get comments such as, "Oh, we pay for the whole thing, so we should win it," sort of thing. It's like, that's not how competitions work, for a start. Or especially like, "Oh, Eastern Europeans supporting each other." It's like, no, they're at war usually with each other. But yeah, they do vote for each other. Also, my parents are guilty of this. They will say the similar sort of things, but conveniently forget that we always give Ireland 12 points.
True.
And that Ireland usually give us 12. But it's wrong when Romania and Czechoslovakia do it. Anyway.
So we're going to head out of here.
On the day, people take it so seriously, and the day after. And then on the second day after, back to, I forgot what Eurovision is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we're gonna head out of here. So, Mr. Tom, I know you kind of said a little bit on your way out, but anything else you want to say?
Yeah, there is other things that I want to say. Yeah, Man United, go fuck yourselves. Tottenham, go fuck yourselves. Arsenal, you're all right. Brighton, go fuck yourselves. Juventus, go fuck yourselves. The San Francisco 49ers, go fuck. Even though you own part of my club, don't like you in the NFL, go fuck yourselves. Oakland Raiders are all right. Dallas Cowboys, go fuck yourself. Gary loves his Dallas Cowboys, but they also don't trust Denver if you're betting on the NFL. Predicted that as well. Don't trust Denver. One on the Colts. Yeah, I missed a Thursday night when it comes to NFL gambling, baby. Anyway, yeah. So Man United, Tottenham, Brighton, Newcastle, Brentford can all go fuck themselves.
Sounds like someone's Aki went south.
No, I didn't actually do any on the football today. That's just my general feelings that a lot of football clubs can go fuck themselves.
Fair enough.
But you're not wrong because Roma lost. I did Roma on the double chance on Thursday, so I only needed them win or draw, and they lost to an 88th minute goal. So Roma and Jose Mourinho, go fuck yourself. Not taking Europa League seriously, you fucking prick. And then sorry everyone. Yeah, so sorry. Huddersfield now go down. Yeah, but the thing really, Huddersfield now go down. They've got problems of their own. They don't need me to tell them go fuck themselves. They fuck themselves daily with their existence and decisions. It's bad enough that you're from Huddersfield. You don't mean me telling you off. So yeah, I'm getting overwhelmed here by having a platform to give off my prejudices and opinions. Sorry, opinions, not prejudices.
Anybody else needs to go somewhere?
Yeah, sorry. Thank you for the support. It would be great to see the majority of you on Monday. Hopefully, Riddy can go and do whatever it is that keeps himself nice and salty because it mildly amuses me.
He's going to Liverpool tomorrow.
There you go.
Sorry. Arsenal versus Liverpool. Riddy's revenge. That's what Sky Sports should call it.
Yeah, Riddy's revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Right.
As always, genuinely enjoyed Saturdays. I won't be available next week due to the work commitments that are the what's the word? The unfortunate side effect of being able to be here this week and last week.
It's okay. We know what you're really up to. It's okay. We know you're off mud wrestling with Brazilian dwarves. It's okay.
That would not be the worst thing you could be doing because you're usually just chopping up bodies. I mean,
he said it out loud. I'll cut that from the video, from the audio. Don't worry. We'll cut it out, the audio. And Sam, we haven't spoken in a while, but so on your way out of here, what you got to say?
I'm not going to keep everyone long. Just want to say thanks to Gary for having me back on again. It's been great. Tom, it's been great seeing you again. It's been great seeing everyone in the chat again. All you guys, really great. Take a good part in the conversation with us every week. It's always good fun. It's just I think Arsenal have a great chance tomorrow to finally, put Liverpool back in their box for a little while. They've been really chirpy and arrogant for many seasons now. Their fans against us have been pretty much unbearable. And so far this season, the shoe seems to be on the other foot, as they say. And tomorrow at the Emirates, we have a very good chance, our best chance for a long time, to beat them and say, "Ha-ha, we are better than thou." So, I hope that happens tomorrow. I have a good feeling about it. And, come on, you Gunners. Let's beat that Scouse scum tomorrow. Let's beat them.
And once again, thank you everybody for joining us. For those who watch us on replay, I guess give it a like and subscribe as it says up there. So we will do this again next week. We'll hopefully talking about. We'll play. We'll have played Liverpool and we'll play BODO again on the road. Yeah. So we should hopefully have 2 more wins going into the show, and then we'll go from there. But once again, thank you for having us on there. And as I like to say, life is a journey. Don't waste the trip. Enjoy the ride. Everybody, we are out.